Yeah. Yes.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode 6 of AthleteCast Season 2. And I have a huge announcement for you guys. We are now expanding to Spotify now. So if you don't want to watch the video and you just want to listen to audio, I will be uploading every podcast to Spotify so you guys can just listen to it on the go. You can listen to it in your car. It doesn't matter. And, I just had a brain fart. But our guest today is
Maci Malven.
Maci. Tell them what sports you do.
I am on the dance team here at Simpson.
I didn't realize dance was a sport until, her. She said it was a sport, so I guess.
I never said
All right. You never said that?
No.
Oh, that's not a... So is it, technically a sport?
I don't know. A lot of people, debate whether it is because it is, it's a lot more work than people typically think, but then when it's not as much as one team directly versus another, I don't know. It's debatable.
Well, do you guys have competition?
Yes.
So it's a sport. All right. So when did you get into dancing?
When I was 2 or 3 years old, my mom, a studio in town next to me, she enrolled me, and I literally just did it from 2 all the way up until I graduated.
So what made you want to do it in college?
I didn't come here originally for dance. I knew Simpson had a dance team, which was interesting to me. But then once I came here, the day I moved in, they had a flyer out, and my first week when I had absolutely nothing to do all day, every day was really getting to me. And so I went to the tryouts and I joined because it was something I was familiar with.
Okay. That doesn't apply to you. So why did you choose Simpson?
They had the 99 county scholarship. You know what that is? They just started it our year, right before we became freshmen, where it's one person from every single county would get full tuition for all 4 years, and I had gotten it from my county. You can't really pass up full tuition for 4 years when college is so expensive, so that's why I came here.
Did you consider any other schools?
Iowa was my top other one. If I didn't get the scholarship here, I probably would have went to Iowa.
Would you have done dance at Iowa?
No. I don't have that level of ability to dance at Iowa.
What you mean level of ability?
Being at a D3 school versus a D1 school. D1 schools is going to be a lot more it's a lot harder to get into. You need a lot more technique and skills, a lot of stuff that I would not personally have. I would not make that team.
Okay. What would you say was your biggest adjustment coming from high school into college?
I would say at first was a lot of friendship-wise, figuring out how to spend my own time, because in high school it's a lot of you're at school all day, and then I was in sports year-round always growing up, so then I'd always have practice, come back, eat, do your homework, it was kind of the same routine. And then on my weekends was my time to hang out with people, and then coming to college where there's so much more free time during your day, and then not having practice for dance for us is only 2 days a week. So then on those other days where I didn't have anything, learning how to fill my time, and then who I'm choosing to spend it with was just, I don't know, figuring that out, if that makes sense.
Aren't y'all going to nationals?
Yes, that's the middle of April. We got 2 months.
Why is it so far?
Far away, you mean?
No, why is it so far?
That's just where they host it. They have the big one of UDA, which is January. That's the stuff a lot of people post about, where it's the big D1 schools go to, which is where we went last year, and that's in January, but that's also in Florida. And then this one is for the smaller schools. It's called DTU. But then, yeah, I don't know. Florida's just a place.
Is that one in Florida too?
Yeah, there's all the national competitions in Florida.
Do y'all fly there?
Yes.
That's fine.
You could not catch us driving 20+ hours to go there.
Hey, who knows, bro? Who knows? They've been talking about we're driving to Texas,
For what?
Because we have a game in Texas next year.
Oh, yeah, you have fun with that.
No. Okay, so how do y'all y'all have nationals in 2 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you just said y'all only practice 2 times a week.
Yes.
How does that work?
We, at the very beginning of the school year, in those first couple of months is when you get your routines, because you have the same 3 routines the whole year that you do at all the competitions. So it at the beginning, this first semester, that's when we had 3 practices a week. and then that's where it's going through it a lot. But then like once we get to like second semester, it's just drilling your same dances over and over and stuff. So it's not like we kind of had to this semester, but typically it's not like you're learning anything new. You're just like drilling the same things over and over and like trying to perfect it.
Okay, now that makes sense. Like, is that all y'all do during practice? Just like do y'all routine and just go about y'all business?
Yeah, pretty much. We have, because our practices are like 3 hours on Tuesdays and then 2 hours on Mondays, and so typically it's like however you can try to evenly split your time, and it's just like you go through like your one dance, and then what we've been doing recently is we'll like split in half, and then you have a partner, and then so you go through the dance, and then you watch your partner, you give them critiques, and then we flip-flop, and then we just do that, and just kind of, it really is just like running it over and over, and then like cleaning it of a lot of like going down to the technicals of counting out each count, and it's like where's your head at, where's your hand at, and like all of that stuff.
Does that stuff count? Okay, so how does like competition work? How do they like score that?
It's just judges. There's like a panel of judges, and I luckily don't know the exact like technical part of how they go into it, but it's usually because it's like 90 is the best. I want to say it's out of 100, because growing up I didn't do competition at all. Like my stuff was just studio and recital, and so like last year was my first time ever actually doing a competition for dance, so I'm only halfway familiar. But yeah, it's just the panel of judges that they score it based off their own personal opinion and like average them together, and then that's how they like do their placement of first, second, and third and everything.
Okay, that kind of makes sense, I guess.
I can only be halfway helpful with that.
So like, I don't really hear about the dance team having competitions. So like, how many competitions like do y'all have?
We have 3 actual competitions.
3?
Yes, it's state, which is the beginning of December, conference, which is tomorrow, and then nationals, which is last year was in January, but this year's in April.
So y'all have conference tomorrow?
Yes.
Where?
It's at Pella this year. It's Central.
And y'all are going, like, do y'all just go against one team, or do y'all go against like many teams?
It's like every school in our conference, like for
okay.
like the American Rivers Conference stuff, like they were in and stuff. But yeah, it's just the dance team from every single school just goes there and then just all compete.
It's the same for state too, right?
No, state is bigger because that's where it's a mix. Like there's also like high school teams, because like that's also their state as well and stuff. But for them, they have to qualify, and for like colleges, they're like you automatically go to state. And then that one is like the big mix where it's not just like our conference, but it's like all of like the D3 schools, and then like bigger like D1 like Iowa and Iowa State are there and stuff too.
Okay, that's dope. This might have something like, this might have impacted you, but has college changed you as a person at all?
Yes, yeah. I would say, because it's hard not to, like when you come to like a new place, but like especially if I were to compare like my high school self to myself now, I would say like a big thing is I'm a lot more extroverted than I was in high school. Like it's not as intimidating to go up and like speak to people and talk to people, and then I feel like there's other just like little things that like everyone has, where it's like you learn like what you like and don't like in situations, and just learn more about yourself, I guess.
Okay. So I lost what place I was at. I don't know anything about dance, but like, have there been any like mental aspect? Are there like mental aspects to dancing?
Yeah, it's kind of like if you take like your typical sport where it's like a skill that you have and that you're trying to like perfect and whatnot. So it's like the same idea of if there's certain like moves in a dance or stuff you're trying to like get down, or like skills and whatnot that like you don't have. So then there's like kind of, especially like when you're learning something new, and like if you can't get it, I feel like that's where, again, like with like any other sport, like you're trying to learn it, it could be like frustrating not getting it, and if other people have it and like you're still having to like practice, or I guess kind of just like any skill where it's like, do you know like what like a kip up or like a head spring are or anything?
A kip up?
Yeah.
Isn't that like when you're on your back and you got to like?
Yes. And so like if you were to take something like that you don't have, and then they like want you to like learn in the dance, and you do it, you just keep like failing like over and over and over, like that stuff can be like frustrating. And then also like just a typical sport, like if there's a spot you want, or like a position you want, or like you want to, because like for example, like we our group is smaller now, so everyone is it. But at the beginning of the year, that's when there's like you have alternates or whatnot. So like that's when you're kind of like fighting, like you want to be in a routine, and then if you don't get in that routine, it can be like frustrating. You still like have to like show up to practice and be there for something like you're not going to be in, and then the people that are in the dance have to like continue to like work, stay on top of it to keep their spots, and then like alternates are trying to kind of like fight for those spots in a sense.
So you guys have positions? Do you guys have like positions or anything?
No, I wouldn't say like a typical sport. No, it's just whether you're like in the dance or not in the dance. Because then once you're in it, you go all over. Like it's not a set spot.
Okay. Have you had any mental challenges with like doing dance?
I would say like growing up all the way through high school, I really didn't. Just because again for me it wasn't competitive growing up, and so it was kind of just more like I don't know. It was just something I always did. I was always used to it. But then in college, it's kind of more mental when there's like things that I like was never taught how to do at my studio, and trying to learn that has been hard. Or at the beginning of the year having like a dance that I wasn't in, like it was hard to like want to be there and like sit and practice and watch something that you want to be competing in with your teammates, and you just have to kind of sit there and watch it, I guess.
Okay, so what motivates you to like even do dance? Like,
I feel like it sounds bad if I say entertainment, but that's like when I started it at first, because I came here and I literally, because I like when it was like no sport, no job, no nothing, so it was like my 3 classes in a day, and then I just had nothing to do all day, and that was like that. No, you may like that, but I did not like that because I still used like I had stuff to do like all day, like growing up, and then so I didn't know how to like fill my time at all, and then so I was like, it could give me something to do was part of it, but then also it was something that like kind of interested me because since it was never competitive for me like growing up, and I always like I had like other sports that I was focused on, like I never thought I would continue dance outside of high school. But then, like, I came here, and then it was like, I guess that was something that I kind of did do my whole life. And then to actually, like, turn it into a competitive aspect and, like, practice, and it's, like, something a lot more serious than what it was growing up. Like, that just interested me.
So you say you played other sports. What other sports did you play?
I did volleyball, basketball, track, and then softball. I quit after my sophomore year of high school, but I did.
So you quit all of them after sophomore?
No, I quit softball after my sophomore year, but like I did volleyball, basketball, and track like all throughout high school.
Would you ever consider doing that year?
The only one I've like thought about is volleyball, just because I really liked volleyball. Like that's my favorite sport to do, and I enjoyed it. But I don't know. I kind of have like a nice little flexibility with dance of like the practices only being like 2 times a week, and like I still have time to myself versus I know like I have friends who are in volleyball, and it's a lot like it's like high school. It's like every single day the lifting, like there's a lot more commitment to it, which I don't know.
This might be a dumb question, but do you guys lift?
We're supposed to, but no. No, they typically, before I came here, they always did, and so it was weird for people last year when like we didn't at all, and then it was kind of like this year, I believe it was also supposed to get set up, and it just kind of never did, to be honest.
Because I remember you just saying only conditioning y'all do is running down and back.
Yeah, pretty much. Your conditioning just comes from doing the dances over and over and over and over for 3 hours.
Yeah, nah. Okay, what would you say is the hardest part of being a dancer?
In general, or like here specifically?
Just being a dancer and a student.
I feel like a lot of any other like athletes would kind of agree. It's kind of like being able to like manage your time, or like having to go to practice knowing like you still have to like study for a test, or you have paper to write, or like doing an assignment, or like there's just other outside things you do, but like you have to put those aside to be able to like come and like focus and be there like mentally and physically in practice. And I don't know, kind of just like being able to like balance your time outside of it to make sure you're still like getting your work done and stuff.
Okay, have any of your coaches like, because I know our coaches, they like to teach us stuff like that was beyond football. Have your coaches ever like taught you a lesson that's like beyond dancing, or something that you like take from them and you'll like apply into like life?
I would say big thing that they've always kind of reiterated is like knowing that there is life outside of dance. Like they obviously want you to like be there and get focused, but they've always we've been through stuff too. Like we know that stuff happens, and like you can come talk to us, and that like life just happens. And they've always been like understanding of people. Like if situations come up, kind of just like letting them know like it's not like the end of the world and like the stuff that they went through, and it's not like if someone were to have like a bad day and they're coming there, they're not gonna like get on them a crazy amount for like not being focused in dance, because they're like life happens. Like people go through stuff and they're like there to talk to you if you need it. So
I like that. How do you handle feedback or criticism for coaches or your teammates?
I feel like I and like a lot of my team like handle it well, because you know it's what makes you better, and especially like in dance when the whole point is to be like unified, and so like one small little thing like could make a difference on how like together everybody looks. And so I feel like I like to think I take it pretty well, because like I know when someone's like telling me something, it's not to like be a personal attack on me, but it's like just, hey, like you need to be doing like this way, or like remember to do this here and stuff. And it's like, you know, it's what's making you better and what makes you look more together. So like I appreciate when I get like critiques from people.
Can I critique you on something? Stop doing this shit.
I can't. It's like a habit.
I hate it so much, bro. All right, what has been the like a big lesson that you learned like since doing dance at the collegiate level?
I would say in the student aspect, I think of the balancing my time kind of thing, like knowing how to work around that. In general, I feel like it's with like dance applying to life, I feel like maybe like accepting the conditions I'm given, or like the situations I'm in, because like if I have a time where I'm not like doing how I want, or if I feel like a lot of athletes know it feels like frustrating if you feel like you have the ability to be like dance, for example, if you're like not in a dance and you're like, I feel like I could be in this, I could be doing this good, and like you want a spot in there, and so kind of like just like you want it, but at the end of the day, like you can't control what positions your coaches put you in, and you can't control, I guess, like what other people see in you, but still like just putting your own work in on your own time, like knowing where you're at, and just like just low-key gotta accept what you're like the cards you were been dealt. So
all right, so next question, who or what keeps you level-headed, grounded?
in my whole life,
Like, yeah, just in general.
My family is probably my biggest one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big family girl, so like, yeah, always like staying connected with them, and kind of you want to be able to like do good for your family, prove yourself to your family, like, representation of them, my friends, God, that, you know, all my big important people, I guess, that mean a lot to me, and like who you want to show yourself to. I guess that makes sense. Like prove that like you're doing good, like you're putting your efforts towards something, and like, yeah.
I feel what you're saying. You just worded
it. I don't know how to word things sometimes.
All right. What advice would you give high school dancers that's hoping to come to college and compete?
You like just have to be ready to like put your own work in outside of practice, because that's what helps make you stand out, and like that's how your coaches notice a difference in you, your teammates notice a difference, and that's what's going to get you into the spots you want. And then also just being able to have like fun with it as well, because a lot of sports I feel like can get kind of stressful when you're always just thinking of like the competition, and just like constantly feeling like the need to prove yourself. And then I don't know, to me, like obviously the stuff's important, but like at the end of the day, like it's something you're like doing because you enjoy it. So it's like being able to not lose your love for a sport, because I feel like when you get to like when things start taking another serious step, that's when it can get more frustrating, but like still like having that passion for it.
Okay. Time for the fun questions now. Out of the serious questions. Do you have any competition like superstitions that you do?
Not for dance though, because I like most any like superstitions I had would have been like growing up, like I would have had them from when I was little, but like it was just college was just my first competition, so.
Well, or do you have any like habits? Like it could be like before practice or anything.
Um, Before practice, no. Last year I would say maybe it was I think I took a nap before almost every single practice, and I could just awaken ready. Competition wise, I feel like it's more of I get like really quiet because I like mainly just because I'm like nervous, but like that's when I just like I don't speak to people because I get a little stressed out and I have to be able to like focus in with myself. And for like dance specifically, it's like running through things like over and over in my head, so I just have to I have to really quiet myself down.
Okay. Do you have like a specific music that you listen to before competitions?
Uh, Low key, no. It's whatever I'm in the mood for. Anything that's kind of like your hype, like if you were like getting ready to go out, like that kind of music that's like just getting you like you feeling yourself because like this, I don't know, builds up your confidence right before.
Okay. So what's your go-to hype song then?
I'm trying to think. I switch up my music taste all the time. This is not one of my I don't know if it's my go-to, but I was just thinking of it because I was getting down to it the other day. But like "Wanna Be" by Megan, like that's a song that really gets me hype and whatnot. So like, I don't know, like that one is usually always like in my playlist of like getting ready because then it just comes on and you're just like, hey, you're just having a good time.
Okay. All right. One word to describe. What's one word that you would use to describe being a student athlete?
Gonna say exciting. I would say like it's fun to have something that you do and you get to like have things to look forward to, even whether that's just like I don't know, you go there and you see your people or like a competition you've been ready for, and then like showing people like afterwards like what you did and like the stuff that you've been putting in the work for, and then like it coming out, like that's just I don't know, so it's just like exciting to have something to like talk about and that you're still getting to put your efforts towards.
Yeah, I like that. Well, that's all the questions I've asked you. I told you it's very harmless. Very harmless questions. Do you have anything that you would like to say to the audience before we end it?
Not that I can think of. No. No.
Well, guys, that's the end of the episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below which other athletes you'll want on the show. And actually, that was not what I was trying to say. Comment down below any more questions that you want me to ask the athletes. And don't forget that we're moving to Spotify, expanding to Spotify. There will be in the link in the description. You can go listen to those. And yeah, without further ado, peace.